Parents, have you noticed your child's baby teeth just hanging on for dear life? Don't panic. Today, we're uncovering the surprising reasons those baby teeth might be overstaying their welcome. First, let's talk about what's normal. Most kids start losing their baby teeth around the age of 6, and the process usually wraps up by 12. So the easiest way to approach this is to keep track of your kids' 4 front teeth, and they should show up between the ages of 6 to 7.5 years old. If they don't, there's a problem. Here are the main culprits. Number 3, no adult tooth yet. Sometimes a permanent teeth hasn't formed or isn't ready to come in, and sometimes it's delayed. I've seen kids get all their adult teeth years later. Here's a patient of mine, Luciano. He was 10 years old and still didn't have his 2 adult front teeth. And this is a rare case of genetics. Unfortunately, nothing can be done, but we have to wait and be patient. Number 2, stuck roots. Occasionally, the baby tooth's roots don't dissolve as they should, keeping it anchored in place. The reason is the adult tooth is not growing in straight and it's not pushing on the baby tooth. And here I have an awesome example of my patient Barrett. As you see, the canine on the bottom, it's growing in this way instead of growing this way, so it's not pushing the baby tooth. And the canine on top is growing sideways instead of growing straight down, so it can't push the baby tooth. Now, this issue is pretty rare, but nonetheless serious. No one wants surgery for their child, but if you catch this problem early between the ages of 6 to 9, there is a way to easily correct it without waiting for braces and surgery, but we'll get into that in a bit. Number 1, crowding issues. This is the most common and I see it all the time. If there's not enough space, the adult teeth will struggle to push the baby tooth out of the way and they'll just grow on top of each other instead of into the mouth.
Why did you even rope me into this? Because he roped me into this. Well, him over there, he roped me into this. Well, he roped me into this.
There is something huge, I mean big, that most people have no idea about. That's probably the biggest factor in this. And that is your child's jaw is still growing between the ages of 6 to 9, and it's still moldable, making this the perfect time to fix any dental issues. Many parents and surprisingly even dentists believe you should wait till all the child's adult teeth come in before addressing crooked teeth. It's actually the exact opposite. If you wait, the jawbone hardens and becomes way more difficult, costly, and painful to fix the dental issues, especially if the adult teeth can't come in. Alexander was a recent patient of mine, and none of his adult teeth were coming in. Alexander's mother, Cassandra, was frustrated his teeth weren't growing in and went to the dentist, and they told her, if an orthodontist doesn't intervene, your kid's going to need jaw surgery. She went to an orthodontist before coming to Stellar Smiles Ortho, and he said, there's no adult teeth, so we can't treat him. So she was in a pickle.
I'm pickle red!
And Cassandra is a surgical tech, so she understands the risks of surgery for her child, and she knew she needed to exhaust all her options before doing that. Here's what that looked like. His upper jaw was so narrow, it fit completely into his lower jaw. And being so narrow, there's no room for the teeth to grow in. Also, his upper jaw was locked into a crossbite and an underbite. And if you've seen my other videos, you know exactly what I'm talking about. So there's no room to grow forward. There's no room to grow to the side, and everything is locked in. Parents, crowded teeth is the most common problem seen by orthodontists. Over 90% of people have upper jaws that are too narrow. They are directly related. Narrow jaw equals crowded teeth. And the number 1 factor that teeth don't grow in is that lack of space. Let me show you something. This is a palate expander. Sounds like something out of a sci-fi movie, right? Well, if your child's adult teeth can't come in because the jaw is too narrow, this is the only way to correct it. Or at least it was. But we'll talk about that a little later. Here's how it works. It gets glued, yes, glued to the roof of their little mouth. And then every night you get to play the role of mad scientist by taking this key and cranking it to stretch their jaw. Does that sound fun? I didn't think so. Now, if you've ever had braces, you know how uncomfortable it can be. Braces usually exert about 50 to 100 grams of force. Unpleasant, right? Well, this little device cranks that up to 5 times more force. 5 times. That's like trading in a pinch for a punch. I've been an orthodontist for over 25 years, and I've seen so many kids go through this painful process. I knew there had to be a better way. And guess what? In 2019, we finally got one. It's called Invisalign First. This is a game changer, folks. Not only does it eliminate the pain caused by expanders, but it also slashes the treatment time from 12 to 24 months down to just 6, 7 months. That's half a school year. You're probably thinking, wait, Invisalign, isn't that for adults? But that's what I thought too. But Invisalign has come up with a brilliant solution designed specifically for kids with a mix of baby and adult teeth. They call it Invisalign First. And let me tell you, it works. I personally treated 30 kids with it in just 6 months just to try it out, and the results are incredible. Don't believe me? Check this out. Here's an Invisalign 3D simulation of Alexander's treatment. Notice how we widen the upper jaw, we fix the underbite, and we make space for the adult teeth to grow in all at the same time in just 6 months. And if you've been following my channel, my favorite is the bird's eye view because it really shows how much we widen on the top, and on the bottom we brought those in, and that immediately fixed his bite and gave plenty of room for those adult teeth to finally grow in. The only thing Alexander's teeth needed was space. The alternative would be to wait until he's 12 years old and extract a bunch of permanent teeth. Here's why Invisalign First is so effective. Traditional methods handle teeth in phases, step by step, but Invisalign First works in 3 dimensions simultaneously. It's like upgrading from a rotary phone to a smartphone. It's faster, smarter, and way more efficient. So if you're looking for the least painful and fastest way to straighten your child's teeth, this is it. Let's make that smile journey as easy as possible for them and for you. I put together a free comparison guide of braces versus Invisalign First for kids. You can check that out in the link in the description or right here. If you choose to get Invisalign First, there's a common problem that gives parents pause. The number one question I get asked is, what if my child loses their Invisalign tray? I answer that question in this video right here. Before you run, I want to give you a little encouragement. Are you worried in the morning for a difficult day coming up? Start off your day with thanksgiving and praise. Why? Because by nature, that will energize you and make you realize how blessed and fortunate we all are. Our Heavenly Father does not want us to worry about anything.